Welcome back to the channel, Hobby-Wan Kenobi here. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Well, the next build is Hasegawa's Hawker Typhoon in 1/48 scale. I built this kit maybe 15 years ago, long before I used any of the newer painting and weathering techniques like post-shading and oil washes. As a kid, I even built the old monogram Hawker Typhoon. I modeled it crashed into groundwork made of sand my family and I got from the beach. I also burned some bullet holes into the fuselage with the match. What great memories. It's because of these memories that I just love this aircraft, even over the more popular British Hurricanes and Spitfires. As usual for aircraft models, the build begins with the cockpit. Thinking back to my older Hasegawa model, I do recall spending a lot of time on the cockpit, only to be disappointed by how little was actually seen once the fuselage pieces were mated. Out of the box, the cockpit parts are excellent. No aspect of this interior requires any sort of aftermarket products. Just a little elbow grease and careful painting. After preparing the parts, I start with the seat. For reference, I picked up this wonderful book by Valiant Wings. This book is incredible. It has both pictures of the actual aircraft as well as builds of various kits and scales of the Typhoon. The bulkhead behind the seat has 3 pin marks that will need to be removed. The single pin mark at the top is filled with CA glue and zip kicker to accelerate the drying time from a few minutes to a few seconds. I dry the spot with a paper towel, then sanding commences. Next, the bulkhead should have a thin sheet in between it and the seat. By using evergreen plastic sheet, I can replicate this while also covering up the 2 other pin marks. Pictures reveal that the edges of the seat should be thin sheet metal. Sanding the sides down is a very easy fix for World War II aircraft models and quickly adds realism. At this point, I also tried to find some plastic rod that will serve as the rail for the seat belts. The frame is glued together with a small amount of Tamiya extra thin. Then the plastic sheets are glued into place. Now I can check the placement of the seat. I found that the seat sat too high. This was easily fixed by clipping away plastic from the attachment points. I also found that the seat sat a little bit too far to the left, so I trimmed away more plastic. Four other pin marks on the inside of the fuselage would potentially be visible. Rather than risk them being seen, I decided to remove them. They were quite shallow, so I opted to scrape them away with my favorite scraping tool, a simple scalpel. Sanding sticks were then used to refine the area. Fine scratches were blended away with Tamiya Extra Thin. Next, I decided to make a cushion often found on this aircraft. I considered many different materials to make this item, but decided ultimately that a thin sheet of plastic would be best. The cushion should be thin at this scale. It also has a crisscross lattice pattern that would be easily made by scribing into the plastic. To start the process, I cut a piece in the right size and shape. Then place it onto a piece of masking tape so it doesn't move while scribing. A metal ruler is used as a straight edge. Once the lines are made, I can widen them by laying the scriber at an angle and removing more plastic. While scraping, I did slip a few times, but was able to remove the misplaced scrapes with an X-Acto knife. Finally, it's time to place the rail and to mount it. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.